said, oh, that's the woman I want to marry.
Who's that?
Was that his mail order bride? Nope. That was my great-grandmother. So.
Was it her sister? The original woman's sister?
One of the legends is that it was woman's sister.
Adds to the drama.
But my grandma clarified this was her mother. She said, oh, he saw her outside the window
and
said...
She's just a random lady?
And, well, this is all a little vague because this is going back quite some time.
Excuse me, ma'am. Will you marry me?
Basically. And she was taller than his other supposed-to-be wife. So he married her. Her name was Antoinette. He married her. She said, yes, I'm going to move to the U.S. with you, leave my family. She must have had a really tough situation, I imagine. They were all farmers. I'm sure that was a really hard life, and that could give her some hope for the future. So in the wedding pictures, her dress is a little bit too short because it was not supposed to be her dress. It was supposed to be the other lady's dress. And I'm glad that happened because otherwise I would not be here.
That's Vanessa's origin story, really.
Yeah. And this lady, Antoinette, she moved to the U.S. She had 3 kids. And then her husband died. So she had 6 children in a new country. Crazy story. She raised them, and she's kind of what we might call the matriarch of my dad's side of the family.
Antoinette. Yes.
Everybody who is from that side of the family knows her and reveres her. Oh, she was so amazing. Oh, yeah, she just helped us survive. So we might say she was a survivor. She really went through a lot, and she was the right person for the job because she made it work.
Nice.
So yeah, that's an interesting story about my family. I'm sure everyone has those as well. So I want to ask you the same question. Let us know in the comments, what's an interesting story or an interesting fact about your family history? We'd love to know. Let's go to question number 2. This is about childhood. And I'd like to know, what's something that you did as a child that you still do now? These are kind of personal questions to start off with.
Well, we laughed before this because she said everything. So I am a little bit, let's just say, youthful in my approach to life. So that's the positive way to say it anyway. But something that I directly do, especially now because I have kids, is catching critters. Catching critters and keeping them. And I would say critters are generally small animals.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, I spent, I would say 50% of my life trying to catch frogs, lizards, grasshoppers, snakes, bugs of any kind, and I would keep them in cages, and I would use nets to catch butterflies, terrariums, aquariums, fish, anything like that.
Wow.
I caught and kept lots and lots of critters. So there was probably a 5-year phase where we didn't do that very much. But funnily enough, even when we first got married, and you're into this too, I don't know where she got this. Maybe it's infectious.
We caught tadpoles as kids.
So we would catch tadpoles as just a married couple. We'd go down to the pond and scoop in and get some mucky, gunky tadpoles and watch them change into frogs. It's the miracle of life.
You know what? I have a distinct memory on our honeymoon.
Oh!
We were taking a hike, and you saw this. I think this was the first time I'd ever caught critters with you.
Oh.
Because, I don't know, maybe when we were
She didn't know what she was signing up for.
Maybe when we were dating, we just weren't in those situations. But I remember we were on a hike, and you were like in a stream picking up rocks, and you were so excited. This is a good salamander spot. There might be salamanders. And then you found one, and I was so impressed. Like,
yeah, thank you.
How did you find that salamander? Because I caught tadpoles maybe like every summer as a kid, but I never caught salamanders or whole frogs or fish. We like had nets and caught like fireflies and stuff, but I think you take it to the next level.
Especially as a kid, I took it to the next level. Like one time I caught a 5-foot snake, and I didn't even know what kind it was. I just reached into the bushes. I didn't grab it the right way. It was like swinging it through the air, and that was probably the dumbest thing I ever did, honestly, as catching critters as a child. But it extends beyond that too. I've always liked keeping fish. I love making fish tanks in the environments, and Obviously, you can do that for frogs and reptiles. So I have big dreams for my son because he's also very into this.
Oh yeah.
Um,
He is
probably
crazed
gets it
about
from
his
me.
net and catching stuff. He just loves that.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
it's treasures in nature.
soon enough, our house will turn into a menagerie of critters.
I just have one rule. I would.
Scorpions.
I don't mind keeping frogs and lizards and fish,
Snakes.
but I don't want to keep any snakes.
Oh, come on.
I know a lot of snakes are harmless, but
Cute.
I would rather the snakes live under our shed than live in our house.
That's more dangerous.
Well, if they're not poisonous.
Oh.
If they're not venomous, then they can, catch rats and catch things and keep our chickens safe, that type of thing. But
is that what snakes do?
yeah, a lot of chickens.
They protect chickens.
A lot of people. And this is getting a
Are
little
chickens
too deep.
critters?
I don't think so. I kind of, when I think of a critter, I think of like crawling, like something that goes like like a little crawling thing.
Am I a critter?
That's a good question. But I was gonna say, some people, we have chickens. If you might have seen this on our YouTube channel before. Some people purposefully have a rat snake or a black snake, a garter snake, that live in their chicken coop, and they eat like one egg per 2 weeks or something. They don't eat that much.
That's not good.
But they do it for protection. So they're keeping rats away. They're keeping other things away from the coop. And there's a whole, let me tell you.
So you want me to bring snakes into our family?
Well,
but outside.
As long as they are outside, that's okay. I don't want snakes in my house. Yeah, so that's.
I have lots of good stories about snakes in the house. Like one snake escaped the house.
Don't tell me that.
And my mom found it like under the couch like months later, and it was like dead.
Oh
completely.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of those classic situations of mom screams in the other room, and we're like, what?
You kids have that snake in here?
Daniel, gee, what is this thing? That's what she'd say.
Well, do you want to share also, while we're on this topic, your first memory? The frog?
Oh, my very first memory.
Yes, this will drill in the point that Dan really likes
critters.
to catch critters.
Yeah, I caught a toad probably when I was 2 years old, and I was, for some reason, holding it off my deck, and I dropped it down into the bushes. And I remember thinking, no, my toad! And then I went down to look for it, and I couldn't find it.
And this is Dan's first memory in life.
Literally. At least as far as I know.
Well, there you go.
That's the point of
it.
it.
A lifetime of catching critters started at a young age. Well, I think.
Yeah, how about you?
For me.
What do you still do besides catching lots of critters?
I do catch tadpoles still. That's fun. But I think the thing that first came to my mind, and I tried to think about just like the first thing that came to my mind for each of these, is when I was a kid, I loved to dig in the dirt. My sister and I had two best friends who lived right across the street, and we spent hours in the backyard just digging in the dirt. We built things in the dirt. We had little inventions. We made homes in the dirt. We did so many things. And now I dig in the dirt, but I call it gardening.
I think we have the wrong YouTube channel. We just need to be covered in mud with like snakes and
maybe that will be
gardening.
YouTube channel
Number 2.
Dan catches critters and Vanessa digs in the dirt and gardens. But I remember when I was in 7th grade at school, we had a class. I think it was home ec, which is like home economics. You learn about cooking and sewing and those types of things. But there was a hygiene section where you learned how to take care of your hair, how to take care of your nails. I remember specifically.
How to take care of your nails?
I know.
Was it class about that?
Well, it was like how to. I know some people maybe don't learn that at home, like how to trim your nails and stuff. And this lady was one of those people that, as a middle schooler, most middle schoolers just like roll their eyes at, like, oh, you think I'm gonna do that? Oh, I'm not gonna be like you. But she was our teacher, and she was telling us how to clean our nails and paint them and this type of thing. And I remember asking.
Was it for ladies only?
Yeah, we were split by gender, so there was boys in one class, girls in the other, just for home ec. And I remember her saying how to clean your nails and make them look nice. And I remember asking in the class, I said, but what if I always have dirt under my nails.
You raised your hands in that stuff?
I asked that question. I was so naive. But I said, but I always have dirt under my nails. I can't get them clean like that.
Yeah.
And she looked at me like, what? Like I had 3 heads on my head. Like, what? Why would you have dirt under your nails? You're a 7th grade girl. And I think after that, maybe when I was like in 8th grade or so, I had a phase where I stopped playing in the dirt and did other things. But now I have come full circle and, well, I took a shower recently, so my nails are actually clean. But they are almost always full of dirt, just like our kids.
I'm sure you put in more effort to get the dirt out now.
Yeah, kind of. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I have this